Before I start a card, I want all the pieces that go together in my hands. That wasn't happening for a long time. If you make cards, you know this problem. You choose a stamp set that you want to use, and you have to go looking for the die or the stencil that matches it. It's frustrating, and it slows everything down before you even start. What makes this even more frustrating is that everything's organized to a certain degree. Your stamps are in one place with your other stamps, your dies are in another place with your other dies, and your stencils are neatly stored with your stencils. Everything's organized, just not together. So you still have to stop and think, okay, what goes with what? And go find the rest of it. Once I changed that, everything got easier. I don't have to go searching anymore. I can grab the whole set and just get to crafting. Let me show you what I do now. Hi, I'm Jeannie Scott. Welcome to the Upper Craft Room, where we make a mess and create something beautiful out of it. I want to start off by showing you my system. This is a large pocket that I use. I get these off of Amazon, and they come about 50 in a pack. And then I use the medium pockets. Those are the ones that go inside the large pockets with the dies that go inside them. And they come about 100 in a pack. And again, I get those off of Amazon. Then with the magnets, now the magnets I buy with pockets because oddly they're less expensive if I buy them with the pockets than they are if I buy them separate. With this set, I get 100 magnets with the pockets for about $33. Once I have everything together, the dies, the stamps, and all the coordinating pieces, they all go into the large pocket. But before I get into how that all fits together, I want to show you how I organize my stamps and my dies. The first thing I do is I grab the stamps and I set that to where I can see what images they are, and then I look at the dies and I start matching up the dies to the stamps on the magnet. So that way, when I go to start stamping or using my dies to cut out my stamps, then I can just pick that up. I know exactly where it's at on the magnet. So if I just grab that UR, then I know that's at the very top. So I just grab that magnet. I don't have to search for what magnet goes with what stamp because I've already put in the labor of looking for all of that first. So this does take some time, but it's worth it in the end because now it's all together forever. Unless somehow a stamp gets misplaced or something like that. But honestly, I keep everything together. So my magnet sits out while I'm doing my die cutting. That way I can put it right back on the magnet in the same place I pulled it from so that nothing ever gets disorganized again. It just makes things so much more cleaner, easier, and less frustrating while I'm trying to create my card without all the hassle of searching for everything. Now you're going to notice that I'm going to have to move some of these dies around to get them to fit on the magnet, but they are in the general proximity of how they're ordered on the stamp. So they're in the same order. All I have to do again is pull from the magnet to match up the die that it goes with. Another thing I'm doing is I'm matching the die to the orientation of the stamp. Now, I still will have to line that up once I pull that out, but it's not going to be as hard because I know the general direction that it goes in so that when I stamp it, well, you have to remember too that when you stamp, you probably are going to change the stamp around anyway. So I don't know how helpful that really is, but I feel like it makes a little bit more sense to do it that way than to start blindly so that I have to keep figuring out what orientation it goes in. Once I get the dies all coordinated on the magnet with the stamps, then I start placing everything in order, like the dies go up front, the stamp comes in behind that, and then I pull in the coordinating pieces like the stencil. So this stencil is going to go behind the dies and the stamps, but it's going to go in front of that piece that's got all the images of the dies on it. And then I put the dies inside of that medium-sized pocket so that if any of the dies fall, they're going to fall in that pocket and everything stays together. And then those images are going to go to the outside of the pocket so I can see what's inside. So this really is a system. It's not just randomly willy-nilly put together. I know exactly what goes with what and what's where. Everything goes together. All right, and then there's that little flap that comes on that medium pocket. I don't need that flap, so it's scored, so I just crease that and then I tuck it inside. You could cut it off if you wanted to. You really don't need it. I just want my dies to be able to slip in and out very easily. And then everything else along with those dies goes inside that large pocket, and then my stencils go in. But again, like I said, I want those in front of the image. In other words, I want the image to show on the back side. And then this particular set comes with a polyglaze coordinating set, so I put that inside the pocket as well. And you'll notice I'm taking that image and putting it on the outside of the larger pocket. This way, I know exactly what's what, and every time I put it right back in the pocket, once I use it, it's going to go in this order every time. Now it has got all the information I need. I know it's Gina K Designs. I know it's Flower Medley. I know everything I need to know that's in this pocket. And then that's it. That's the whole system. Now I'm bringing in my Ranger set. Now this was all over the place. And these are some very old sets that have never been organized. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull all those dies out, and I'm going to start matching those up with the images once I pull that out of the packaging. And I also, because that packaging is very large, that plastic sheet that the stamps come on with the big red stamps with Stampers Anonymous, they're too big to go inside the pocket. So I need to cut off an edge. And you'll see it's stuck very well down to the stamp sheet. And so I want to leave it on there because it clings to that very well. Now, I need to get my trimmer, and I'm going to pull that in, and I'm going to cut off one of the sides. And I should have cut off the other side because the name is actually on this side, but it's called Flower. I think it's Flower Jar something. Anyway, I end up writing it on the package because I did cut that off. However, now that I cut that little side off, I wanted to be very careful not to cut the stamp, by the way. And now it fits inside the pocket, and I've got all the information on front, but I did cut the name of the actual set off, so I will have to write that on the front of the package. And then I just take that bottom piece off because I don't need it. At least at this point, I didn't think I did, but that actually has the name on it as well. So I ended up pulling that back out of the trash and putting that back in the packet and then writing it on the outside of the pocket, which you'll see here in just a little bit. I'm just taking all the images and I'm lining them up, and I'm kind of putting them in the same order on the magnet, organized how they are on the stamp set. And now sometimes the stamps don't line up right when they're on the side of the stamp. So you have to flip it over to try to see. At first, I wasn't even sure if this was the right die set that went with these. But once I flipped it over and I started matching up those dies to the stamps on the right side where the images were clear, that made it a lot easier to start lining them up. So, and plus, things get flipped and they're not in the right I guess again, orientation. So once you see the image and the dies start matching up better, then you'll be able to do this a lot better. And again, I'm just moving things around on the magnet so that they're in the general vicinity. And when there's a die like this, like I couldn't figure out which this was, and which die this went to, and then I figured it out, it went to the jar. So then I just put the bow inside the jar so that I know that that bow goes with that jar. And then again, I'm creasing and scoring and creasing that pocket, and then there you go. There's that set. There's nothing else that comes to it. I want the image to the outside so I can see what's in there. And then now it's all, well, actually those have images on it too, and all the information's on the front. I didn't end up using that smaller pocket. I just put those aside and I'll use that for something else. And now here's the word dies, and I'm going to put those all together and do the same thing. And then this is where I pulled out, I started throwing all those away, but I pulled out those little pieces that I was tearing off, and I started organizing those, and then just writing on the outside because that's so small, you can't hardly see it. So I started writing on the pockets what they were so that I can know what's inside at a glance rather than having to open it up and see what's inside, because this will save me more time than, having to root through and see what the names of things are. So now this is all Christmas sets. So I have these all organized together, or I will have these all organized together. Right now I'm just coordinating the names with the actual sets that they go with so that I can write it on the outside of the pocket. And if you mess up on the packaging when you're writing, alcohol takes this right away. You can use alcohol on a paper towel and just wipe it right away. And yet it still dries and it doesn't smear when you're using a Sharpie marker. Now these are all Christmas. I'm putting these all together. Again, writing the name on the outside. It's just going to make it easier later next Christmas when I go to start doing Christmas cards. And now that these are open and put away like this, I'm more apt to use these. You'll notice that a lot of these have never been used. And it's because they were still in their packaging and I didn't know what went with what. And so it was harder for me to pull those out. So I tend to go to the things that are already organized and together. So this year I haven't used these ever, and I've had them for about 10 years. So next year I will definitely be using these because they're going to be easy to grab, and they're going to be just, so much easier to just start crafting with than to have to figure everything out now that I've put in the legwork and it's all together. Okay, now that I have all of this together and everything's written on it, I'm going to take all these Christmas pieces and just put them in a pocket. Now, they're not a collection and they don't necessarily go together, but because I have so few of the Sizzix Christmas images, I'm just going to put them all in one little pocket there. Now those are 3 pockets, and I have the Christmas ones, and then I have the flower jar, and I had the words. And for the Christmas set, I used 4 medium pockets and put those inside the 1 large pocket because they were all die sets and I didn't want them getting mixed together. Now this is a 15 by 8 by 3.75 bin. I get this off Amazon, and I just take these tabs and I start writing in categories on how it's just how I decide, you know, what makes sense to me, like Christmas and then greetings and then flowers. And you'll see in the end that I have a whole bunch more that come together that I just start creating different categories for. And then that way, when I'm looking for a flower, I can just go to the flower. If I want Christmas, then I can just go to Christmas. Now I have a whole lot more to separate, but right now I'm just going to put these in tabs so that you can see how it all comes together. And then I'll go ahead and organize the rest of it later. But you'll see I have grunge here. And, you know, this one's actually probably mixed media, but I don't have a lot of what you would call mixed media. I guess it's Tim Holtz, so it's all kind of mixed media. But I put that in with grunge, but I think I'll probably go back and rename it grunge/mixed media, and that way I'll know what's inside that tab. Because the most important thing is for me to know what's inside each tab. That way I can just go right to it. Now these are just dies, and I didn't see the sense in putting them in a small pocket or a large pocket. This is set up fine, and when I go to use them, if I feel like they need a magnet, then I'll go ahead and put them on a magnet. But magnet? No, I'll put them on a magnet, and so that way, you know, I can see what they are, and they are in pockets, and they are in that category. Now these I have categorized as steampunk, but really they're just blueprint sketches. And so I'll probably go back and rename those and put blueprint, because those are more of what I would call a collection instead of just like separate stamps, because they are just all blueprints of different types of stamps. So that would make more sense to categorize that as a blueprint. Now this is what I call the crazy collection, because it's crazy cats, crazy things, crazy words, crazy birds, crazy dogs. And so I just put this all in a collection as the crazy collection. And then that way I know exactly what's in here. Now I have not organized all of these yet. These do have stamps and dies, and I will go back and put those in pockets, but I've only done one of them so far. This is the flowers tab. I don't know why that greetings in there. I need to go back and reorganize that and put that inside of greetings. But this is the flowers tab, and then I have my greetings. And then right after greetings, I have Christmas. And that's how they're all organized. Now, I am going to go back and alphabetize these. I just didn't do it yet. I totally should have for the video, but I think it was getting late and I was getting tired. But I will go back upstairs and I will start alphabetizing all of these bins. That way it's going to be easier to find everything. Once I stopped letting the coordinating pieces live in separate places, crafting stopped feeling so scattered. Now I don't have to reset my brain every time I sit down, and I can grab one pouch and everything I need is in there, and I can actually enjoy the process again. If you enjoyed this video and you found value in it, give it a like so that YouTube will tell other card makers about it. Subscribe so you never miss a video, and hit the bell so that you get notified every time we put one out. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.